Well, good morning, everybody. Oh, this group is awake. This is the East Coast group. Good morning, everybody. Well, still the East Coast group is good. Anyway, thank you for joining us here at the Financial Services Keynote. I am thrilled to see over 3,000 people sitting here in this room, all from this incredible industry, customers, partners, friends, here to discuss some incredible things that are happening in this industry. You know, this is really a dream for me, to sit here and participating and seeing all of you here focusing on industries, and particularly financial services. Now, as I look out at the audience, I see a lot of familiar faces, some incredible brands, some great individuals, some great companies represented in this room. And I will honestly tell you, I don't think I have ever been surrounded by so many bankers in my life. And I can't imagine why. Nobody reads the press. Anyway, it's great to be here with you. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a lot of really cool things to talk about. We have a lot of really cool things to share with you. Just a quick survey question. How does everybody like our trailhead format? Yes? Well, any minute we're going to have bears and goats and other animals coming through the audience, so don't be alarmed. I'm just giving you a heads up. But there are a lot of things going on with the company. The company's been on a roll. A lot of great things that we've all done together as customers and partners with you here at Salesforce. But probably the most important thing that I can say, and all of us here at Salesforce can say, is to say thank you so much for being the most amazing, incredible customers in the world. Would you please give yourselves a round of applause? Everybody in this audience represents an incredible company or an incredible organization. You are trailblazers. You are thought leaders. You are inspirational to your organizations, to your people, to the industry. And last but not least, you are inspirational to here at Salesforce. A lot of the things that you inspire us to do, that you energize us to do, in terms of our thinking, the way that you motivate us, it all comes back to benefit you in terms of our products and our solutions and our services. So thank you so much for everything that you've done with us. Now, together, because this is not about Salesforce, this is about us as a family, Ohana, which is a phrase that you're going to hear a lot of this week. But this has been something that we've accomplished together, and we are on a path. We are at just the very beginning of an incredible trajectory, an incredible success path moving forward. You know, we've gotten a lot of accolades here at Salesforce. We were named the Innovator of the Decade by Forbes, something we're very, very proud of. And oh, by the way, we never forget that any of this recognition is because of what you've done with us as customers and partners. Fortune has named us as one of the best companies to work with and to work for. Fortune 500 we just broke into last year, so we're super excited about that. And again, it wouldn't happen without incredible customers. Just 3.5+ years ago, we were a $4 billion company, and this year we will finish at over $8 billion in revenue with 24,000 employees and an incredible impact, okay? By 2020, it's been written, and we love the way that it's been written, is that we will have an impact of almost $400 billion in GDP impact by 2020. We will create over 2 million jobs in the Salesforce economy, according to IDC. And this is because of you. You inspire us, you motivate us, you help us think about new ways to go to market and drive customer success, because at the end of the day, everything that we do is about customer success. Now, this movement over the last 3.5+ years, from 4 billion to where we are today at over 8 billion, was really born out of 3 strategies, okay? We already knew that we had incredible products, but of course we had to improve them, and you as customers were continuing to inspire us. But there were 3 very, very important strategies. Number 1 was international expansion, because we knew that if we wanted to serve the greatest customers in the world, represented by financial services, by the way, we had to expand our presence internationally, and we've made significant investments internationally, not just in the United States, and that's certainly borne out our strategy. And number 2, we wanted to make sure that we had the most successful and incredibly rich ecosystem in the cloud in the world. And that takes 2 forms. It takes a form of influencers like systems integrators, and it takes the form of ISVs, organizations, companies that are betting on our technology, that are building incredible solutions in every industry, but certainly in the financial services industry. And number 3, something that I'm very, very proud of, incredibly proud of, and a lot of it has been executed by the management team over here, of course inspired by everybody in this room, is our industry strategy. And when I think about an industry strategy, there are three primary flavors. Okay, number one is speaking the language of the customer and how important that is. Because every industry has a unique language. When you speak to somebody in financial services, that is a very different conversation than speaking to somebody in the consumer packaged goods space. That is very different than speaking to somebody in the telecommunications space. And as we all know, even in this audience, within financial services, there are many, many different languages. There is wealth management, there is core banking, there is insurance, there is capital markets. And you can even break that down further. So speaking the language of the customer has become part of our strategy in terms of how do we go to market, how do we engage with our customers, how do we treat them? Because at the end of the day, our job is to paint a vision for the future. It's to leverage some incredible technology. And we all know that technology has completely changed the world. But leveraging this technology, painting a vision for our financial services customers, bringing an expert point of view, and carrying them into what we refer to as the age of the customer. Now, some people would refer to this as the Industrial Revolution 4.0. So you can call it the Industrial Revolution 4.0, you can call it the age of the customer. Either way, it's all good. But we live in a world today where we have a perfect storm, a convergence of amazing technologies with cloud and social and mobile and data science and IoT, and now artificial intelligence. You're going to hear an awful lot today with Mark speaking about Einstein, which we're super excited about. Einstein is our artificial intelligence for CRM. But because of all these amazing technologies, the pace of innovation has accelerated. It has absolutely accelerated, which means new companies are born overnight, which means there are new markets that can be entered and created overnight, and every industry is being disrupted because of this innovation. There is not a single industry that is immune to this level of disruption. And every single industry has an incredible opportunity to innovate. Every single one, because of these amazing technologies that are happening. We see it every day in our lives. Everybody talks about Uberized or being Ubered. Uber is now a verb. And it's because of all these amazing technologies. So it's incredibly important that we as a company bring a point of view, and we are at the center point of all these technologies to help you change the game and reinvent yourselves and change your business models so that you can serve your customers, be more connected to your customers, be closer to your customers, and leverage all these incredible technologies. And part of that means that we need to be a trusted advisor. We need to earn the stature of being able to advise you, that this is a long-term relationship. This is not about a transaction. This is a 15 to 20 year plus relationship. And we are changing our culture. We've always had an incredible culture, but we are really, really working very, very hard in investing in you, the customers, so that we can earn the right to be your trusted advisor. And last but not least, it's not just words, it's backing up with tangible solutions, building industry-relevant solutions that actually can run your business, that can drive this customer transformation, that allows you to connect with your customers in entirely new ways. Products and solutions, whether we build them or the incredibly robust ecosystem that I spoke about 2 minutes ago. We are pushing very hard and investing an incredible amount to bring those resources to bear, and we're super excited about it. In fact, I'm proud to say that in March, we had for GA, the very first vertical product ever released in the history of Salesforce, our Financial Services Cloud, many of which we have customers here in the audience. So this is just the tip of the iceberg and where we're going, and we've gotten some incredible success. And just to demonstrate that, when you think about customer success in financial services, we have some of the world's greatest brands on this slide and represented here in the room. When I think about, again, going back 3.5, 4 years ago, we would not have this roster of customers on this slide. And today, you are going to hear from two of the most important and dynamic executives in the industry. When we can have the CEO of Farmers on stage with us, we feel pretty good about the work that we've done together. When we can have the COO and Chief Information Officer of the Bank of America on stage with us to talk about their transformation, we feel like we have moved the ball. But there's no end of job here at Salesforce. We have a long way to go. But I will tell you, the company is very, very proud of what we've accomplished, and we hope that we have earned your trust, and we hope that you are very proud of the work that we're doing, because we have a long journey together, and we're very, very excited about it. So there's going to be a lot of great information today. There's going to be a lot of great information this week. I hope you're having a great time. I have the privilege and honor now of introducing a gentleman who has been at the center point of our industry strategy in financial services. And I'm going to ask him to come up on the stage and spend some time with you. I would love you to meet Rohit Manna, our GM of Financial Services. Rohit.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. So I am one of those East Coasters. Keith mentioned I was up about 4 o'clock this morning, so my energy's going. And I am incredibly excited to be with you this morning and to talk about things that we're seeing in industry, our industry strategy, to share with you what we're doing from a product side. Keith mentioned this a little bit. We're gonna be talking about the product we've been building. We're gonna be getting into our product roadmap. I'll probably be making a few forward-looking statements. So you guys have seen this slide before. I ask all of you to please base your buying decisions based off product that's currently available today. Now, when Keith pulled up that slide of those incredible customers in all the different segments from all around the world in financial services, we've really had the privilege of working with these firms and of all different sizes and of all different segments in financial services. Whether it is firms on the insurance side, the banking side, the wealth management side. My team and I have the honor and privilege of spending time with these customers to understand how they're using technology to navigate this ever-changing regulatory and just overall technology change that's going on in financial services. And we also learn from them how they're solving big, complex industry problems. Let's talk about some of these. Let's take banking. In banking, everyone is thinking about getting this complete 360-degree view of their customers so they can solve big problems and become trusted advisors to customers. In insurance, it's about the policyholder. It's all about creating a seamless claims experience for those policyholders and customers of insurance firms. In wealth management, we're helping firms create a one-team mentality so the financial advisor and their team can be focused on working with the client and they can get time back so they can spend as much time as possible with those clients. In fact, we learn a lot from these customers as well. And what I'd like to share with you are some industry trends and some headwinds that these firms are continually sharing with us. The first is everyone in financial services today, no matter where you are, what size of a firm, what segment, everyone is dealing with the loyalty crisis. Let's take banking, for example. We're reading a recent study that Bain put out, and they said 33% of retail banking customers are hidden deflectors. What I mean by that is they open up an account with their primary bank, and they go to that bank's competitor for a second, third, fourth product. In wealth management, when transfer of wealth occurs, it's one of the biggest themes right now, topics in industry. 50% of the time, when an heir or spouse inherits that money leaves the firm and they leave that financial advisor. And advisors today are struggling to make sure they have the right relationship with the household. They have a relationship with everyone that makes up the spheres of influence. In insurance, 70% of the time, policyholders are saying they're just not having a great experience with their insurance carriers. And it's not just a loyalty crisis we're hearing about. If I polled all of you, you would probably agree with this, that the things that are going on in the regulatory landscape are unprecedented in financial services right now. A lot of this started in 2008 with the financial crisis, with the Dodd-Frank Act that came out. And it wasn't just that act. Most recently in the US, the Department of Labor has issued their fiduciary rule. And as all wealth management firms, retirement services firms, anyone who's providing advice to a client, to reevaluate their technology architecture to ensure that they're putting the best interests of their client at the center of everything that they do. It's also going on in Europe, where every firm we're speaking with is racing to ensure that they can meet the MiFID II compliance dates that are coming up. What's basically happening here is there's gonna be more and more regulations that come out. We know that. What we don't know is when these are gonna be mandated. So you need to think about Salesforce as a platform that's gonna give you the agility so you can quickly adjust to these ever-changing mandates that are coming in financial services. And the thing is, there's firms in our industry right now that have this level of agility. It's the financial tech or FinTech firms. These firms have been disrupting and debundling our industry for years now. In fact, the investment in these firms is unbelievable. In the last 5 years, it's gone from $1.8 billion to nearly $20 billion at the end of last year. It's firms like Number 26, Aspiration Bank, Personal Capital. These firms are looking outside of industry, seeing what the experience your customers are having, and then they're bringing that to industry. They're building applications, and your customers are loving it. So we need to think about, as an industry as a whole, how can we do this quickly? How can we drive this level of personalization? These are a few topics I want to talk about here with you today. The first is personalization. Traditionally, when I've thought about personalization, it's always been about your most important customers. You know, maybe a line of business, a group, maybe an A channel. That's just not sufficient anymore. We need to think about, how do we give that high-touch, personalized experience across the entire enterprise? We need to think about it holistically, because all of your customers want it. Because again, they're getting that type of interactivity outside of industry. We also need to be thinking about that you have a lot of existing infrastructure, a lot of technology that you currently have. So how do we leverage this? And how do we drive this level of personalization fast and cost effectively? Where we think the best place to start is by getting incredibly smart about your customers, the customers that you currently have. Your customers, believe it or not, are broadcasting signals on a daily basis in industry. These signals are in transactions, things that they're buying, payments that they're doing, even things that they're posting publicly on a daily basis. Just imagine all the signals that customers putting out on LinkedIn. Maybe they've changed a job. These are things that we need to be capturing in real time, bringing them, into our enterprise and analyzing this. We need to be using intelligence to start looking for patterns, right? To start seeing, can we make, the right recommendation to this customer? Can we start thinking about when we should be interacting with them and in what channel? Because that's how a customer starts getting value. It's all about connecting at the right time. And this is something we've been thinking a lot about as a company. You heard Keith mention this as well. And you're gonna hear a lot more during Mark's keynote later today. But I'm really excited to introduce to you Salesforce Einstein. And what we've done here is we've truly democratized artificial intelligence. We've thought about artificial intelligence as something that needs to reduce complexities in your enterprise. We need to take machine learning and put it into everything that your relationship managers, your employees are doing on a daily basis. One way to think about it is Salesforce Einstein becomes the new nervous system across your enterprise, where it makes all of your relationship managers, your employees smarter by giving them a personal coach. Now, why did we build this? Albert Einstein was known for taking the complex and making it simple. We all remember E equals MC squared. We all learned that when we were in school, right? It was pretty simple. So when we think about this, we're using this as a metaphor when we're bringing intelligence, directly into Salesforce. It's something we're not building on an island. We're not building off on the side. This is being built directly into the Salesforce customer success platform. That same trusted multi-tenant cloud architecture that powers our complete CRM has Einstein right in there. So everything becomes smarter. Everything becomes more intelligent. So what does this mean to us in financial services in our industry? Some really cool use cases here. It means our relationship managers are now going to be able to discover relationships among their clients in their books of business that maybe they never even knew existed before. Your marketing team is going to be able to make predictions. Think of this as a crystal ball that they're going to have. Based on predictive scores, they'll be able to know when a customer is likely to buy something or maybe even do a trip. You're gonna have a recommendation engine. This is the idea of a coach, where your relationship manager is gonna be coached on the next best thing to do to ensure that your customers are staying on their personal and financial life journeys. You're gonna get incredible automation. So everything that those relationship managers are doing on a daily basis, you heard Joe Duran talk about it, the pen and paper, all those things need to be automated so your relationship managers get time back so they can spend as much time as possible with their clients. Now, the best way to bring this to life, the best way to think about this is to put into context the customers that are doing this today with Salesforce. firms like Farmers Insurance and Bank of America. Let's start with Farmers Insurance and talk about how they're reinventing the customer engagement. The way to think about this is smart companies today are not just focused on building products. That's kind of expected, right? You assume your financial services firm is going to build the right product. What firms like Farmers are doing is they're looking at it from the outside in. They're thinking about what the experience is their policyholder, their customers having with the brand, with the company, what their needs are. And they're delivering those services back to their customers. And this is something Farmers, I feel, is just incredible at. And in fact, I'm looking at them right now, we're lucky enough to have over 40 of the Farmers employees right here. Why don't you guys put your hands up in the air? They're a great set of guys. I encourage everyone after the session to pull one of them aside and just ask them what they're doing with Salesforce. In fact, the one gentleman you're seeing on the screen here, Kai, personifies this idea of being a customer trailblazer. Kai is the Salesforce lead for the Center of Excellence at Farmers. And Kai's incredibly passionate about educating every employee at Farmers on how Salesforce can be used as a technology platform to get closer to their policyholders. And they built some really incredible apps. Let's talk about a few of those right now. They built a seamless claim submission app that allows any of their policyholders or even their agents to file their own first notice of loss very quickly. And they're doing that today using the Salesforce App Cloud and Community Cloud. They've also built this world-class policyholder service experience so that if you're a customer and you call the call center, you call their claim contact center, they've built just a great experience for you there so you can do it quickly, and they're doing that today using our Service Cloud. Now, what I'd like to do now is play a film for you where you're gonna see how Farmers is accomplishing these incredible results and getting this great innovation. Let's go ahead and roll the film.
Farmers is rooted in relationships and human interaction. Customer centricity runs deep within this company and always has.
I started in the insurance business as a claims adjuster. I've been in body shops and tornado events and to large-scale fires. There's lifelong relationships that are formed.
Farmers is based around agents in communities knowing customers. And it has been there for customers for 88 years.
At the core of our strategy, we're trying to create fantastic relationships between our customers and our agents, and we're trying to do everything we can with technology to support that relationship.
Expectations have changed, and we have to deliver our services in a different way. When I started in the industry, everything was handwritten, and then it was the ability to type, call an 800 number, then computer systems and smartphones. We're going through a massive technology transformation, and I would say a customer revolution.
The world's moving mobile, and it's incredibly important for us to be there.
Our goal is to meet the needs of the business, but we also empower the customer. So we leverage Lightning and other tools to make sure that we can do that.
We now have a Farmers app that we've created with Salesforce that allows either our agent or our customer to actually report a first notice of loss. It's all about trying to make our customers smarter about insurance.
And that's really the whole story behind all claims. Real claims that make you seek more knowledge about insurance coverage.
The collaboration with Salesforce was critical because our redesign of how we look at taking a first notice of loss has really enabled a customer to instantly bring up an icon-based, very simple app to report a loss, creating a product that I think has leapfrogged us with our competitors.
Farmers imagines a world where agents can have visibility into all interactions. So we can have a truly 360-degree view of the customer, how they've interacted with us, and how we can best respond to their needs.
We want to add a level of intelligence so the human is even better at what they do.
Data takes all that knowledge and puts it at the fingertips of the agents and the customer, where really that personal connection around insurance that we think is very important is made.
With Salesforce, what it's allowed us to do is better understand the customer. They actually can help us expand our view and really think about how we can imagine the future and how we can serve our customers better.
You have to love that. And that actually really happened. That was a real claim at Farmers. So what I'd like to do now is invite up to the stage Aaron Agios, our go-to-market lead for Financial Services Cloud, that's gonna show you how Farmers Insurance is using technology to reinvent customer engagement. Over to you, E.
Thank you. Thanks, Rohit. We have a very funny demonstration to show you today. So Farmers Insurance uses humor to educate their customers on insurance and how to protect what is most important to them. As you just saw in the film, the Farmers Insurance Hall of Claims has these unbelievable but true claim stories. So let me ask you this. What would you do if a bear broke into your home? Well, this actually happened to a Farmers customer just a couple hours north of San Francisco. And here at Dreamforce, we said, why don't we bring this unbelievable story to life? So what you're seeing on the screen here is the Farmers Customer Success Experience located in the campground. After the keynote, I encourage you all to go check it out. I mean, who can argue with that face, right? All right, so in today's demo, I'm gonna be playing Jason. Yes, Jason. I'm the Farmers customer whose home was broken into by a bear. We're gonna be interacting with Rachel, a Farmers customer service representative. And then lastly, we'll see how Carl grows his business using Salesforce. So Jeff, let's roll the demo. So Jason gets home and he's looking around and he sees that this bear has caused some grisly damage. Luckily for Jason, he has the Farmers Insurance mobile app, and in just a few clicks, he can log his claim. So Jason can see all of the coverage that he has, and he selects his homeowner's policy. Jason is breezing through the process when, wait a second, what's he gonna categorize this claim under? There is no category for bear aching and entering. Get it? Okay, well, regardless. Jason is stuck. And in this scenario, he needs our help, and we need to help him quickly get back on his feet. So imagine if, in this scenario, Jason can initiate a two-way video chat with a Farmers customer service representative. So he can do just that. And you can see that he is immediately connected to Rachel, a Farmers customer service representative.
Hi, this is Rachel, Farmers Insurance Claims Contact Center. How can I help you?
Well, you're not gonna believe this. A bear, yes, a bear, broke into my home and completely destroyed what I feel like is everything to me. And I'm trying to categorize this claim and I'm not sure what to do. Can you help me?
Of course. Wow, a bear? That's pretty crazy. Let me help you out. Is it okay if I access your smartphone?
It is, yes?
Great. Okay, so I can see your mobile phone. Go ahead and scroll down.
Okay.
And see where it says other here?
Yep.
Go ahead and click that.
Okay.
Great, and go ahead and scroll down and select something else happen.
All right.
And you'll be all set.
Something did happen. All right, thank you so much, Rachel.
Of course, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. I think I'll try with this bear damage. All right, so you can see in just a couple of clicks, Jason is able to file his claim and it's off for processing. So as this claim is going through its review, Jason doesn't really have to remember what's going on. He can see things. He gets things pushed to his phone, relevant alerts from Salesforce. In fact, he's getting one right now. So let's click into that. Jason clicks into that and he brings up his Farmers Insurance mobile app. And he sees that there's a new status on his home damage claim. Visually, he can see each step that claim has gone through. He can see that there's a reimbursement issued, the money's gone into his account, and he's off to fixing up his home. I mean, to me, that's just such a great customer experience. So let's fast forward a year. Jason's bear claim and his home damage claim are out of sight and out of mind. Things are back to normal. So what's been happening with Jason? Well, he's in the market for a second car. And so he's been online searching for those deals. Imagine if, in the future, Farmers Insurance could arm their agents with insights into their customers' shopping patterns. Let's see how that looks for Carl, Jason's Farmers Insurance rep. So Carl gets up in the morning, he opens up his mobile phone, he opens up his Farmers Insurance mobile app. Now this is the agent view. And he sees he's got a new notification about one of his customers. So let's drill into that. Oh, this is about Jason. Wasn't that guy from last year with that pet bear claim? I think it was. So let's click into this, and you can see that this notification is showing that Jason has a high propensity to buy car insurance. And because we're tracking insights into Jason's shopping patterns, we're making it easier than ever for Carl to get smarter in the age of the customer. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the demo and my bad bear jokes. Back to you, Keith.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. How about a round of applause again for her? She did a terrific job, didn't she? Okay, that was just a great story. The video and the commercial were pretty awesome. And we're going to find out how awesome in just a second. So I would love, it's a privilege and an honor to bring to the stage a great executive and a great leader, Jeff Dailey, the CEO of Farmers Insurance. How about a round of applause here? Well, what's it like to see that sort of a video?
It's fantastic, and it is actually a true story. Didn't happen too far from here, and I'm glad I got to watch it on video and not in person.
So it was not your house?
Not my house.
You're sure? Because, when the CEO says,
That's right.
So before we get into kind of the meaty questions, there's kind of a question I think that's top of mind for everybody. People may not know that you're a Cleveland Indians fan.
People may not know you're a Boston Red Sox fan.
But they do now. So you were pretty bold this morning, and you said, hey, let's make a wager, right?
I thought it was Cavs Celtics.
No, I did not want to take that bet.
Okay.
So how many people, other than the Giants, because we know the Giants are going to be great, but if you're, that's okay.
Actually, I don't want to say Cavs here either.
Yeah, you don't want to say that here.
That's right.
Well, you're the one person who clapped, so do you want to stand up and say something? Go Giants?
Go Giants.
Okay. If you're an American League Baseball fan, could you just applaud? If you're a Cleveland Indians fan, could you just applaud? Don't you have 40 employees
Right,
over here?
It's like at least get 40 people to
If
clap.
you're a Boston Red Sox fan, could you applaud? Okay, but you know what? We have to go with the hometown. How about the Cleveland Indians? I mean, come on, we got to shill to the customer here, right? Anyway, thank you. It's great to have you. Thanks for joining us. Incredible that you have 40 of the Farmers employees here. You're the CEO of a great brand, a great company, and you're at a technology conference. So some people might not understand why you're here, other than the fact that, we love you, you're an incredible customer. But what draws you to something like Dreamforce?
So it's actually really important for us. So, if you just go back a few years, we used to compare ourselves against our competitors, our insurance competitors, whether it's State Farm or Allstate. And that's not what our customers experience anymore. Our customers now are looking at Amazon, they're looking at Google, they're looking at Apple, and they know what those experiences are like, and they expect the same from providers in everything they do. So technology's really invaded our world. Now that doesn't actually change what is at the core of Farmers, and that's that relationship between the agent and our customer, and that's been true for 88 years. But we actually view technology as a way that we can enhance that relationship and leverage that relationship by really creating an omni-channel around the agent to support the customer. And then finally, one great thing about being 88 years old and successful is you get to drag lots of legacy technology and infrastructure along with you. And so technology is critically important for us as we think about how do we modernize our systems and really allow our agents and our customers to do a better job.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. So this is an institution, as you said, that's been around for 88 years, and it's probably steeped in, maybe 88-year-old business processes in some cases, and certainly some of the legacy technology. But, technology is a big deal, but culture is a big deal. And this is a big transformation. So how do you drive that culture of success and innovative thinking? In many ways, you have to be the chief transformation officer, right?
So we've gotten rid of all the 88-year-old stuff. We're on the 75-year processes that we're trying.
Well, that's progress.
We're making some progress. But actually, for us, to me, the thing that's most exciting is really around the culture and really what you do with people. And I think the big pivot that we made 3 or 4 years ago is getting really focused on the customer. We have become a strong advocate of Net Promoter System, and not so much, and we've made huge progress in terms of where our customers thought we were 3 years ago and where they think we are today. But what's even more important than that is it actually creates a listening muscle in the company that we didn't have. And that's that listening to the customer to really find out what's important from them. And then as you think about that ability to listen and the ability to, with great partners like Salesforce, imagine the future, you can actually take what customers' expectations are and really build that future for them. So to me, those are the things that are really exciting. And I think it really allows us to be, a trailblazer in the insurance industry.
I'm glad that you used the word trailblazer. So you're obviously well-schooled, that's great.
That's right.
So just do a little bit of a deeper dive on how you're leveraging the Salesforce technology to help you along with this, connecting to the customer.
Yeah, so let me give you a couple of quick examples. So I've actually brought a prop from the physical world. You may actually remember this. And I know this physical stuff in a technology conference, we don't do much, but you might recognize
What
this.
is that?
So everybody in the room should recognize this if you're over the age of about 30. So this is a automobile insurance identification card, paper, that until a few years ago, and actually still in New York and New Jersey, you actually had to take a piece of paper, go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and say that, yes, my car has insurance, please register it. And if you were unlucky enough to be stopped by a police officer, you had to figure out where you'd left that piece of paper and produce that for the officer. We insure 10 million cars in the United States. It cost us $5 million a year to send out that piece of paper that people then frequently lost. So that's a lot of money for not a particularly great customer experience. Now, nobody leaves anywhere without their cell phone. And on the Farmers mobile app, I can get the most up-to-date identification card, and that works in every state but New York and New Jersey. So
New York and New Jersey are very special.
They are very special.
Yes.
Sooner or later, we'll drag them to the future as well. But that's one example. A second example for us, and this won't sound particularly customer-centric, is what Salesforce has allowed us to do is actually the best outsourcing we've ever done. And the outsourcing that we're doing is actually to our customer. And what that may sound not customer-centric, but it is absolutely what our customers demand. They want to be in control, and they want to be able to be involved in their policy and do transactions the way they want to do them on their time. And if you think about it, it ratchets up the experience tremendously and drives down our costs tremendously. And then finally, the last example I get was a little bit the example that we just saw, and that's the first notice of loss app that we created with Salesforce. And if you think about insurance, and nobody in the room here probably likes it other than us farmers folks, and maybe there's a couple other insurance people here, but when you need insurance, something bad has happened in your life. And it could be something trivial, a little fender bender, or it could be something awful, like the loss of a loved one. And insurance companies for hundreds of years have had armies of call center people reading a script to find out what happened in the loss. And then it goes into literally a production where then you have to get a signed adjuster, they verify coverage. And it's not a great process for when you really need the policy that you bought. So with Salesforce's first notice of loss app that we've created, we have put the customer in control, we've put the agent in control of that process. And again, experience has gone up dramatically as a result of that, and our costs have come down, which are both great things.
That's a great story. So you're passionate about this. I mean, there's probably plenty of things that you look at on a daily basis and you say, we can improve here, we can do a better job for our customers and consumers, et cetera, and our agents. What's the thing that you get most passionate about? What are you really excited about when you think about this transformation that you're taking on?
So for me, what I get most passionate about is really the culture change. And it is the culture change of wanting to take care of customers. And I would say, 10 years ago, we wanted to take care of customers. We thought we were good at it, but we weren't particularly good at looking at ourselves in the mirror. We weren't that good at it. And we're 20,000 employees. We're 35,000 agents and their employees. And we've now got the vast majority of them focused on the customer, listening, wanting to get better, thinking about how the future could be, and moving forward. And I'm hugely excited about that.
Well, listen, we're hugely excited that you joined us here today, and thank you. It's a great story, and thanks to the 40 Farmers employees as well. Thank you very much, Jeff. We really appreciate it.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Okay, Rohit, back to you.
Thank you, Keith. Now, in addition to reinventing, reimagining the customer engagement, we also need to be thinking about our internal employees, right? They're really important. We need to be thinking about how we can enable them, empower them to also be able to interact with their customers in ways that they haven't been able to do before. So let's talk about how Salesforce can help you turbocharge your relationship managers. So where does it start? It starts with giving them time back. The modern day RM, the modern day relationship manager, they're no longer in the office at their desk. They need to be out with clients, meeting with clients, but when they're out on the road, they need to be able to still collaborate. with their overall teams. They need to be able to ask questions to the home office. And these are topics that we've been thinking a lot about at Salesforce. For any of you that were here last year at Dreamforce, you might remember we announced that we're gonna start building a product that's gonna start addressing these topics, allowing you to turbocharge your relationship managers. Many of you gave us tremendous feedback, not only at Dreamforce last year, but over the course of this year. We listened to you, we really kind of internalized it, we thought about it, and I'm very, very, very excited to say that all of your great feedback has made its way into our first industry product for Financial Services Cloud that's now generally available. We call it Financial Services Cloud, and we have basically reimagined what financial services people should be doing with Salesforce. It's really incredible. Let's give it a round of applause real quick. So we didn't do this alone. I think this is really, really important. In addition to getting feedback, we actually brought a few customers that have got a huge vision for how an advisor should work in a high-touch relationship management capacity. Firms like Northern Trust, United Capital that you saw in the film earlier when we started the session, Advisor Group. And we use these firms to help determine what it is that we should be building, what features we should be prioritizing. You know, everyone talks about a household across financial services. What should a household look like? What should the relationships look like? What type of data do you need to see? You know, how do you make the advisor's world more efficient so that they can get time back? All of these ideas and inspirations we got from these three customers and many others. And in fact, Advisor Group, who's one of the nation's largest independent broker-dealer network, is in the process of rolling out Financial Services Cloud to all their financial advisors. So we've got a team who comes to work every day that's just working on this, that is continually adding more innovation into it. So we built this product really as an industry platform. And the powerful thing here is this allows us to take advantage of everything that Salesforce has. You know, we touched a little bit on Einstein. You're gonna hear a lot about Einstein over the course of the week. You're gonna hear a lot about all the other great capabilities. Financial Services Cloud takes advantage of all these great capabilities. And while we started in wealth management and the high-touch relationship management area, we're not stopping there. We're taking Financial Services Cloud into retail banking. We're gonna allow all your bankers, whether they're high-touch, they're low-touch, they're in the call center, they're in a branch, also to be empowered to interact with clients, their customers in ways they haven't been able to do before. We're gonna take on topics like onboarding. We all know in the banking space, this is so incredibly important. We're gonna be building these capabilities directly into Financial Services Cloud. And I'm personally just so excited to see where we take this product and keep sharing it with you in all of our upcoming meetings. Now, to bring it back to a customer, I'd like to highlight how Bank of America is really using Salesforce to turbocharge their relationship managers. Instead of me talking about it, I'd like to invite up Charlie Ritchie, who's our head of products for Financial Services Cloud, that's gonna walk you through a demo of how Bank of America is using Salesforce. Over to you, Charlie.
All right, thank you, Rohit, and thank you everybody for having us up here today. Now, while I don't have a bear story to walk you through today, I do have the pleasure of walking you through how an incredible customer trailblazer like Bank of America is turbocharging their relationship managers. In this case, it'll be Andrea in the middle. All the while, they're also breaking down barriers so they can collaborate as one team with licensed financial advisors like Jason here at Merrill Lynch. And of course, they're focused on the customer, so we'll see also how they're focusing on building those trusted relationships with Susan. So let's start with Susan. Susan's been a long-time Bank of America customer, but she's never signed up for anything more than just a basic checking account. But that's all about to change. Why? Because everything's starting to look up in her career. But how is the bank supposed to stay up to speed here, especially across thousands and thousands of customers worldwide? Well, Bank of America is doing what Rohit talked about earlier. They're paying attention to all the data that they have access to. For example, transactional data, when they can notice a noticeable increase in their paycheck deposits, right? Because she's getting something good in her career is going on. Also, they're listening on social channels like Twitter or LinkedIn when they can see when an update's happened, like she's changed her job title. All right, so it looks pretty obvious that something's happened in Susan's life. Maybe that she got a promotion. So let's give it up for Susan. She got promoted, all right. Okay. But it's the fact that Bank of America is leveraging the Salesforce Marketing Cloud to deliver that perfect message at the right time. She's in a new segment now. She gets the highly preferred rewards program delivered to her in real time on her mobile device. So here she is, she's checking out her email, she sees that personalized, tailored offer for this preferred rewards program, and she can tap here with her thumb, of course, and she's brought to a mobile microsite. And she's got this effortless experience to choose the day, the time for when she wants to kind of talk about this preferred rewards program, which makes sense because she's becoming a high roller in her life. Okay, and she gets this instant confirmation with all the details she would expect, the time, the day, and exactly who she's actually even gonna talk to. So she's totally prepared to have this meeting. In the background, what's happening, of course, is a lead is automatically generated, captured, routed directly to the relevant relationship manager, which is going to be Andrea at Bank of America. So let's see what that looks like from Andrea's point of view. Andrea starts her day in Salesforce, of course. Rohit was just talking you through our new amazing product, Financial Services Cloud. She has the opportunity to look at all of her KPIs across all of her customers and drill into any kind of detail she'd want. At the bottom of the screen, she has these productivity cards, giving her proactive reasons to engage with her customers like she's never really had before. And on the right-hand side, she has this digital assistant that raises items that might require immediate attention, like that intelligent meeting that was scheduled here that she's gonna have with Susan. So let's see how Bank of America is turbocharging their relationship managers. Well, it all starts here with, of course, the 360-degree view of Susan, the customer. You have everything you would expect to see, the products she has, the lifetime potential value she has, and this profile completion bar, which again is not very far completed because so far they only know that she's got this basic checking account. Again, that's all gonna change because Bank of America is leveraging this digital coach. They call it the next stair step, which is proposing to Andrea, the relationship manager, to make a referral wrapped in a bow, hand-delivered over to Jason, the licensed financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. And when this gets, the reason that happened is because during the meeting, it was very exciting. She uncovered the fact that Susan has $350,000 in a 401k plan that is managed by another firm. So that's what's going into that referral. That's the rich detail. And it goes over to Jason, who's on the go. Let's see what this looks like for Jason, the financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. He's on the go, but he never stops managing his book of business because he's got access to all of his Salesforce information in the palm of his hand. For example, that referral that was pushed to him in real time at the top of his chatter feed. But this is so much more than just a basic notification. He has all the rich detail that he would expect about that referral so he can get ready and even have that referral interaction wherever he happens to be. Okay, that's great. Now let's actually go back into the office and see this from Jason's point of view. He's now looking at Susan, her profile, and you can see he's done an incredible job. He's got additional information in there. The profile completion is completely filled out. He's managed to successfully advise Susan to consolidate her financial accounts under the Financials tab so he can give a holistic picture for financial advice. But it's more than that. Financial advisors at Merrill Lynch, they look at the relationships, the whole household context. She uncovered the fact that she's got a daughter, Claire, who will be going off to college in a couple years. But every conversation isn't just about the money that they're managing. It's also about their goals, what they're trying to achieve in their life. So we bring that in, and we see she captured a few goals, one specifically about saving for Claire's college education. So now Jason's empowered to understand what he can help them achieve in their life based on the money that he's managing for them. So it's all brought together. And of course, all the while, he's been aided by Salesforce bread and butter opportunity workflows to perform repeatable processes as well as note tracking to remain in compliance. Okay, all that's really great. They're supercharging their relationship managers and their financial advisors. But we all know that the big issue Rohit talked about earlier today is how are financial advisors going to bridge that generational gap, especially with this looming wealth transfer that's upon us all. Well, Jason's got this all figured out. He's leveraging Salesforce predictive journeys here. He's got Salesforce doing the heavy lifting for him, building those bridges across households, across his hundreds of customers that he's managing, so that Salesforce with predictive journeys is going to deliver that perfectly tailored message a couple years later, which is going to be Claire, Susan's daughter's first ever checking account right before she goes off to college, which is taking place automatically years after Susan and Jason completely forgot about that first conversation they ever had. And that's the power of how Salesforce is helping banks like Bank of America turbocharge their relationship managers. back over to you, Keith.
Okay, another great story. So a moment ago, I had the honor to bring up a great executive, Jeff Dailey. And now we have another executive who's going to join us, and she is terrific. She is a senior executive, one of the most impactful executives, actually, in the Bank of America, one of the best companies in the world, one of the best banks in the world. And I would love you to give a very, 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 very warm welcome to Cathy Bessant, the Chief Operations and Technology Officer from Bank of America. Cathy, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here, Keith. May I say, you look like such a trailblazer today.
Well, thank you so much. I forgot my hoodie, but...
You called me up just in the nick of time. My watch told me it was time to get some steps, so thank you for that little journey.
I have a question. Actually, you know, I revealed a little fact about Jeff. I'm going to embarrass you, and I apologize. But it's going to be in a very nice way. So I've worked with Cathy for some time, and those of you who work with Cathy know, first of all, she's a great person, but she's an incredible executive. And she was recently recognized as one of the most powerful women executives in banking by American Banker, in which she'd recognize her and say, congratulations, it's pretty awesome. Now, that's pretty high praise. Okay, you're glaring at me, don't
No, I'll get you later.
But that's pretty high praise. I mean, you've had an incredible, just an incredible career. When you thought about when you started your career, did you ever think that you would be in this position at Bank of America or get that sort of recognition?
No, absolutely not. When I started in banking, actually, my plan was to go to law school after 2 years, earn a little money and go to law school. Turns out I fell completely in love with the business. And the things I love about the business have really never changed. I mean, at the soul of what we do at Bank of America, we get to not make mortgage loans, but help families buy homes, or not make small business loans, but help business entrepreneurs create opportunities and jobs.
So that's got to be rewarding when you see that the bank is really helping people out, right?
Absolutely.
So you think about the world that we live in. You know, we talked earlier about the age of the customer, and the gang did a terrific job talking about kind of the changes that they've seen in the industry. And, you know, we all run around with phones in our pockets, and it's changed the world that we live in, and it's changed your consumers. Now, I'm a very happy, by the way, I am a very happy Bank of America customer. But with all these amazing technologies, there's an expectation from your customers and new consumers. And, you know, how do you attract those people? How do you retain those people? What are the sort of things that you're seeing from your customers or potential customers in terms of what they demand, what they want to see in terms of interaction from the bank?
Well, customers are changing incredibly, and they're changing at an incredibly rapid pace. I was in a conversation with a technology exec not too long ago, and she said something that was so telling to me. She said, you know, all of us think about the pace of change in terms of our company's change.
Right.
Well, really, the world is moving at the pace of change of the customer or the consumer, and anybody who wants to keep up with a customer has to be just that quick. I mean, what we see from our customers is pretty simple. They want to be able to do everything they can do with Bank of America on their handheld. Mm-hmm. They want to own, they want to create, they want to design their own experience with us, whether that's a physical experience in one of our financial centers, they want, or it's a digital experience. What they want is to access us when they want to, how they want to, and where they want to. You know, what that means for us is we have to deliver seamlessly. We've got to deliver seamlessly across all of the ways they could access us, whether they're walking in or looking at their phone. But we've also got to be seamless across all of our brands. It really showed up in the demo. Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, U.S. Trust. Yep. We have to be absolutely seamless with a high quality, highly consistent experience across all of those ways they might work with us.
You know, it's interesting when you're saying, when you're talking about when they want to, how they want to, and I was like, this is my kids. This sounds like my kids. Dad, I need you anytime I want. But that's really the expectation that everybody has now, right?
Absolutely.
It's an instant gratification society.
Absolutely, no question about it. And really the goal, if you put it in a nutshell, would be to be able to have your digital phone be a bank. The only thing we can't figure out is how to make the phone spit out the cash and coin that people want every day. You know, but we've done it with mobile check deposits. Today, probably 300,000 people will deposit a check with their mobile phone. Now I need Salesforce just to have it spit out a few coins and a few dollar bills for me.
Well, if we have any spare cash, we'll help you out with that.
Yeah, thanks.
So as you think about the changes, you know, we talked about the bank. It's been around for a while. It's the same sort of conversation that we had before. It's steeped in processes, steeped in cultural opportunity. How do you drive that transformation? I mean, in many ways, again, you're just like the chief transformation officer. It's part of what you do. How do you drive that change in innovation?
Well, there's no question that innovation is the key. And innovation and the pace of innovation is something that has to be culturally a way of thinking. I think we underestimate how much of it we do naturally.
Yep.
All of us in this room, good technologists, good business people were natural problem solvers. I think the key is strong partnerships, great customer insight. One of the many reasons Financial Services Cloud or Einstein are so interesting to us is because information is okay. Insight is what we need, and then it's about being aggressively, intellectually curious and causing that insight to deliver for clients so they can improve their financial lives. But it's innovation every day as a core part of who we are.
So when you think about working with Salesforce, because you've worked with us for some time, and we've been through our own journey between the two companies, and we're in a good place. I'm a very happy Bank of America customer. Did I mention that?
You did mention that.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Did I say you were a trailblazer?
Yes, you did. We make a pretty good team. So how do you collaborate with Salesforce to help drive that transformation?
Collaboration's a good word. If we were talking about it internally, we would use the word partner.
Right.
So we are not your customer, you're not our vendor, we are partners. And partnership for us is about several things. It's about each of us making the other one better.
Yeah.
Sometimes even when we don't want to be made better, right? It's about you identifying where I've got silos or situations that I can't even see and pointing out to me objectively that I've got things we can do better. Same with our relationship in the other direction.
Right.
A lot of good product innovation or collaboration with other firms has come because we've been a demanding client. And we've said, look, we're in this partnership together. We have happily declared, that Salesforce is our CRM company for our people businesses. And that means that innovation doesn't stop at the moment of that declaration, but the collaboration and the partnership and the back and forth actually has to accelerate. And we've been thrilled to be a part of development on your side and the changes you're helping us make.
You have absolutely, this is one of the things that I think we all appreciate with the Bank of America is that you have made our products better. You have given us incredible advice. You have inspired us as well, and we appreciate that. So last question I'll ask you is, when you think about this transformation, because it's ongoing, your comments about innovation, we live it every day, we breathe it every day. What's the part that you get most excited about when you think about it?
I get most excited about using the power of connections to make relationships human. The power of technology, which, I don't even begin to participate in the discussion of, is technology dehumanizing? Technology done well and information turned into insight, no kidding, and it sounds trite even when I hear it come out of my own mouth, but no kidding, that humanizes a society, a financial market. It humanizes life for people. And that's what I get excited about. I get excited about the soul of our firm meeting the soul of our customers and clients' firm and making the world a better place.
That was really well said. I really appreciate you coming out here and doing this. Thank you so
Great
much,
to see you,
Cathy.
Keith.
It's great
Thanks.
seeing you.
Take care.
Thanks again. Good job. Thank you. All right, Real Hit, bring us home.
Thanks, Keith. So to close, we want to have a little bit of fun and give away a prize. So here's what we're gonna do. Everyone reach under your chair, see if you've got this lucky golden ticket. If you do, we're gonna send you to a concert next year in Miami to see U2 live, stay in a great hotel. Reach under you, someone should have it. It's this kind of nice, cool looking golden ticket. So, there we go, there's our winner. Big congratulations. There's our winner, and with that, thank you so much for spending the morning with us. Have a great Dreamforce. Thank you again. Bye.